We're still working on our text layer for our unit banners, and we need to help add some separation from the background for this text. A great way to do that is to add a custom layer style by first selecting the text layer that you want to apply the style to. Then down in the bottom of the Layers panel, click the Effects button and then select a style to apply. Let's start with one of the most common styles, the drop shadow, here at the bottom of the list. Now, when you apply a style in Photoshop, a whole new window opens with a lot of layer styles listed over here on the left, and the properties are all listed here on the right. Now, some of these options are likely already familiar to you from other programs, such as the angle that the drop shadow is going to cast at, the distance the shadow will separate away from the text, the spread of the shadow, the overall size that the drop shadow is creating, and even the opacity of the shadow. But in Photoshop, you can control other parameters as well, such as the blend mode for that drop shadow, or how those pixels will blend and affect the pixels below it in your image. You can also control things like the contour of the shadow itself by selecting a different shape for that drop shadow. And even how much digital noise is projected in the drop shadow itself. You can really dial in a very specific look. Now, after pushing the sliders around, you want to start over. Then move up towards the Cancel button and hold down the Option or Alt key on your keyboard, and that'll change to a Reset button. Click that and it'll reset your sliders back to your starting position. If you want to reset back to the default of what Photoshop uses, then click the Reset to Default button here to reset this style back to Photoshop's default. Now, you can disable a style by unchecking its box in the left-hand column, and then try out another style by checking its box. I'll check this Bevel and Emboss option. Now, to see the properties for this style, just click on the name of the style, and they'll load up here on the right-hand side. Now, each style has a whole bunch of options to create exactly the look that works for your content. Let's select the Chiseled Hard look. Now, you can also combine multiple styles together, and while the drop shadow created a nice directional shadow, the outer glow option will cast a glow that surrounds the entire block of text. Now, this doesn't look like it's helping us very much right now, so let's select outer glow on the left and then change the glow's color from white to black. Then change the opacity up to 60%. We'll leave the spread at 0, and we'll change the size down to 7. Feel free to make your own adjustments. Then, when you're happy with your look, click OK. Now, unlike many of the other changes that we've made in Photoshop, layer styles are fully editable, and they appear underneath of the layer in a new section called Effects. You can click the eye icon for any of the effects to toggle it on or off. I'll toggle the Bevel and Emboss off for now. If you want to make changes to any effect, just double-click on the name of the effect to open up your Layer Styles window, and all of the sliders are where you left them. Our text is looking pretty good now. Next, we need to get the text to appear on all of our artboards, and we'll do that in the next movie.